Welcome aboard, everybody. It's that time, that journey to ride with Rose. Destinations definitely unknown. Now, I hope everybody out there in the podcast world is doing marvelous, being marvelous each and every day. It is my choice to be marvelous every day. Every day I get to wake up, it's a new day and it's a beautiful day because I choose to be marvelous. Now, on that note, if you sit there and dwell about everything that's going wrong in your day, that went wrong that morning, by the time you get home at night, nothing's going to be better. Nothing's going to have changed. You're going to be as miserable as you were when you first started talking about it. Trust me on one thing. Tell yourself how marvelous you are, even if your car broke down, even if your baby burnt your toast. Still be marvelous. Anybody out there that knows me, they're going to say, "Hey, Rose, how you doing today?" I said, "I'm doing marvelous," because I'm going to always choose to be marvelous. So let's be marvelous together. So everybody right about now, let's get ready to start this party. Let's jump in, strap in, buckle up, because we're going on a ride today. Now, I want to ask you, are you marvelous yet? You're going to get there. Just believe. Anyway, let's get to the topic of the evening. That sweet topic, that topic I love so much. I like to believe everybody in this world enjoys and loves this topic. Simple topic, hot topic. Okay, I'm going to give you one guess. First letter starts with an S. Put your thinking caps on. Now, don't think too long. You might think wrong. Okay, last letter starts with an X. The word of the day is sex, everybody. Can you feel me? Sex. That good old-fashioned love-making, booty-shaking sex. Now, I like to think everybody out there in the world enjoys making love, having sex. If you don't, I don't know what's wrong with you. I don't know what planet you're from. You must not be doing it right, must not be getting it right, must not be having some communication with your partner or something. But hey, get it right, communicate, because it's best thing in the world. Anyway, I like to tell you, excuse me, but this story every time that I think about it and I hear it, I just have to laugh. A partner of mine told me this story. He said, "Hey, Rose." He said, "Man, my girl." I said, "Oh, man, what you talking about?" He goes, "Man, look here. My girl, she put the juju wham wham so tough on me. I mean, put it on me so tough, made me put my pants on backwards." I was sitting there thinking, put your pants on backwards? How in the world did this ever happen? What did this woman do to this man? Made him put his pants on backwards? That girl put that boy on cloud 9. He didn't know what was going on. But I said, "Hey, man, how did you realize that you had your pants on backwards?" He said, "Man, I was rolling down the road, sunny day, beaming down on my face." He said, "Man, I got thirsty. I had to pull into the gas station to get something to drink." He said he got out of the car, locked the car, went to go put his keys in his pocket, and he's, digging like this, trying to put his keys in his pocket, and looks down and like, "Oh, wait a minute. I got my pants on backwards." I said, "What'd you do, man? What'd you do?" He said, "Man, I ran back to my car, jumped inside the car, pulled my pants down, turned them around so I could go inside and get a drink." I said, "Man, wait a minute. That's crazy." He did admit that he had some sweatpants on. Okay, that made a hell of a lot more sense, because I'm thinking, put your pants on. How are you going to put your pants on backwards when what you're going to do, zip them up from the back? Now, if that was the case, I don't know what, she must have been giving him some alien coochie or something. But I could see the sweats, but I ain't never had that happen in my life, and I love to make love and had plenty of love making. But, hey, I'm going to say this. Him and his woman must have one hell of a relationship. Great communication, something the girl gonna make the boy put his pants on backwards. How are you gonna do that? I don't know what she did, But anyway, man, if you're so lucky, if any of us are so lucky to have that kind of relationship, it made you feel so good that you had to put your pants on backwards, embrace that, cherish that. That's like one in a million, you know? It's like if you don't communicate within your relationship, it's not going to work. It's not going to have any sparks, any juicy, nothing to it. Nobody's looking forward to that. Now, me, myself, hey, if I was to get married to a woman and we was knocking boots real tough early in our relationship and all of a sudden we get married and it's like, wait a minute, we ain't making love like we used to make love? Look here, first of all, I'm going to have it in my prenup agreement, understand me, if we are not having sex 3 to 4 times, at least 2 times a week, I got the rights for a divorce and you ain't getting nothing. I'm not going to do that because there's health benefits from that. I mean, girls, if you're out there and you sitting there holding the coochie for ransom, how you going to have a happy man? Now, he's going to be looking, doing for something, and then what? You're going to be mad at who? Oh, mad at him because you was holding the coochie for ransom? You can't do that. And fellas, just straying out there like a stray dog, just looking for everything and anything, because you think she's boring or she's not that exciting. Or hey, maybe you're not doing it right. Maybe you need to talk to her, see what grooves her whole good thing. Ask her, communicate. You know what I'm saying? I mean, she might want to tell you that she wants to do some freaking wild things. That maybe she wants to tell you to grab her hair, pull it from the back, slap her on the ass, and make her walk sideways or something. Have that communication. That might be what you're simply looking for. That you need to go to the toy store, get something to spice up your life, do whatever. Talk about that. It's a real simple thing. You got to have that communication, Now, ladies, it's something I don't even understand. And fellas, it's like this. You're going to sit there and try to get next to this woman, but you're going to be out there like, yo, girl, yo, bitches, yo, hoes. Wait a minute. That ain't no way to talk to a woman. How do you treat a woman? You treat a woman like a lady. You got to have respect for that. Now, it's a simple thing. It's kind of like this. That woman you might be yelling ho, bitches to and everything like that, that might be your wife someday. That might be the mother of your children someday. Respect that. And ladies, if you respond to that, I know myself, if I was out there yell bitches ho and a girl came and responded to what I had to say, and that's what I was saying to her, I knew I had one thing coming. Nothing but trouble in the bubble. There's nothing intelligent about that. That doesn't even sound nice. Why don't you just simply, hey, you could simply say, baby, excuse me, would you like to go get a ice cream cone? Would you like to go get a hot chocolate chip cookie? And when was the last time a man might have asked that woman out to go get some ice cream or a chocolate chip cookie? That just might blow that girl's mind. You don't know what kind of response at least she might smile. But what's she going to do with bitches and hoes? We don't do that. Women are the greatest creation on planet Earth. You tell me one man out there that can have a child. No, we can't do that. But women, they can. You have to respect that. Because all of us came through a woman. So have respect for these ladies, gentlemen. It's a simple thing, I remember a story one time. I was up in Canada. Well, I got invited to go to Canada, I should say. Relatives asked me, said, hey, would I take them up to Canada? They were going to give me the car. They wanted me to pay to take them up there. It wasn't necessary, but I said, okay. I was probably about 18, 19 years old. And back then, drinking age in Canada was 18. I said, shoot, I'm going to go out and kick it and have a good time. So I took my family up there. Night came around. I said, okay, I'm going to go hit the club. Went out, went to the club, kicking it. Oh, it was live down in Gastown in Vancouver. But I got tired of the club, so I wanted to go hit the streets. I'm rolling around the streets, and I seen 2 beautiful, beautiful women running across the street. I said, "Hey, ladies, how you doing tonight?" And they said, "Stop, stop, stop." Man, I hit them brakes so quick, backed up, and the girls just jumped right in my car. Hey, women in Canada, friendly, beautiful place to be. Anyway, these two ladies, matter of fact, were from French Canadians. And they had this heavy, heavy accent. I never heard nothing like that other than on TV or something like that. And this lady's like, "Do you like to party?" I'm like, "Oh, yes, I love to party." And she says, "Are you into fishnets?" And I'm like, "Fishnets?" And I was young. Fishnets? I'm thinking, fishnets, hooks, and fishnets? And all of a sudden, she started pulling clothes out of this bag that she had, or, big purse, and started putting on the clothes. I said, "Oh, fishnet stockings." Now, this woman's transforming right in the backseat of my car from Miss Conservative to whatever this was, but she was looking good. So we both go on up to this party they took me to and get up inside the party. Now, I just came from dealing with going out with my grandparents, took them to dinner and all that, and here I'm wearing a tie, white shirt, slacks on, and I'm looking girl. She got this short little skirt on, fishnet stockings, and over in the corner over here, I'm looking at this dude. He's got long johns on with short pants over the top of it, got a squirt gun in his hand. They filled that up with beer, and he's sitting there squirting in the girl's mouth, squirting it up the dresses, all kind of crazy shit. I'm going, "Oh man, this is something else." And I like to smoke my weed, but nobody had no weed. They all had hash, and I didn't want to be smoking no hash. So I said, "You know what? I'm tired of this. Let me get up out of this joint." So I'm getting ready to leave, and all of a sudden, here comes Honey running up. "Wait, wait, wait. Don't leave. Let's go to my place and have a couple drinks." And I'm like, "Shoot, I'm down with that." And I'm leaving, and all of a sudden I go, "Where did I park this car?" Now, I'm going to admit, I had tossed up a couple. Shouldn't have been driving in the first place. I'm saying, "Lord, please help me find this car because this woman is beautiful." And I ran across the car, so we go back to her place. And we're going to have a couple drinks sitting up there out on a little nice balcony overlooking the expo and everything. And I'm going, "Oh, this is nice." She got a little candle burning over here. And, we're talking, having conversation. And I'm working hard at being a gentleman, not trying to be too forward or nothing, respect her as a woman. Now, sometimes women might move a little bit faster than some of us men, especially when they're a little bit more mature. And I realized that this woman was about 25, 30, and I believe I was about 19 years old. And as this conversation went on, she's sitting there looking sexy, and I'm looking at her saying, "Well, hey, I hope we could keep in touch," trying to get a vibe from her. "I hope we can keep in touch." And she's like, "Nope, we'll never see each other again." I'm like, "Oh, damn. Never see me again." I said, "That's kind of strange. I've never been this. Nope, never going to see you again." I said, "Oh, okay." She goes, "Excuse me, but I'm going to go put something on comfortable." I'm like, "Okay, cool." She goes, walks off into her room. I'm sitting there just chilling, thinking about how I'm going to make this little move, and I look down and I'm looking at that candle. I looked at the candle. I said, what the hell is this?" "Oh, shit, this candle's a cock and balls candle." I said, "Oh, shit, what am I into? This is going to be some freaky shit. I've never seen no fishnets. Now I got a cock and ball candle burning. Baby in the room talking about getting on something sexy." I'm sitting there. I said, "Oh, shit." Also, she comes out there. I mean, this girl is looking, whatever she put on, I ain't going to even say I'm a gentleman the best I can be. But she's like, "Wow." I'm like, "Okay, I understand what's happening right now." So anyway, she takes me off into her room. Now, we go in there and do our little thing, whatever we're doing, Can't kiss and tell. Now, we do whatever we're doing. But now this is all over. I'm getting ready to lay back and relax. And all of a sudden, baby reaches out and hands me my shirt. I'm looking at it. I guess I had this shocked and amazed look on my face or something. I can only imagine what she was thinking. And she looks at me and says, "Baby, don't feel like the postman." I'm looking at it like the postman. What the hell is that supposed to mean? I'm like, okay, and I was kind of stuck, kind of even hurt a little bit. I'm not going to lie. My little ego's pride was hurt. Anyway, at the time, I was growing up as a young man, my mother was always my best friend. She was back at the hotel. I'm coming in late, the sun's coming up. And I used to always tell my mom all my little stories of things that went on when I went out partying and everything. And I go, well, hey, Mom, I just met this young lady and, we had a good time together. And she hands me my shirt and says, don't feel like the postman. My mom kind of looked at me and snickered. Said, baby, that's okay. Just go ahead and go to bed. Now, I don't know. Whatever that was, it took me quite a few years to really figure out about the postman thing. But anyway, I'm sitting there saying to myself, shoot, if that's what the postman feels like, hey, I'll be the postman every day of the week. You understand what I'm saying? I have no problem with being the postman. What's even funnier about that whole thing, I figured nobody'd ever believe me about this story. Anyway, the woman was an athletic woman. She says she swam X amount of miles a day, which looking at her, I can obviously tell she did a spread for Playboy. Now, I was a young boy again, as I said, and I'm going back working construction. So I go back and tell my buddies kind of like a little bit about this story. They looked at me and said, Rose, you know what? It's got to be a true story. You could never lie that damn good to tell a story like that. The moral of this whole story is, and why I'm telling you this, gentlemen, you never know how lucky you ever might be. It's kind of like this. If I had said bitches and hoes, odds of them stopping never would have happened. Giving some respect. How are you young ladies doing this evening? How are you beautiful? Something is out of respect. And being a gentleman. It goes a long, long ways. When I chose this topic of sex and relationships, I thought it'd be a good topic. I do enjoy the topic. I do, as I said earlier, I love to make love to have sex. I was a very promiscuous young man and still rolling and kicking boots each and every time that I can because I love to make love. I love to share that. But I decided I should probably do a little bit of research. Find out, what's going on in other people's lives. How's their sex life? And I was really surprised to find out some people out there aren't having sex on a regular basis. I was really shocked when I heard somebody tell me they hadn't had sex for years and they were married. Now, whether this story is true or false, I don't know. It tickled the hell out of me. At the same time, I found it to be very sad, and I was wondering, why is this woman still married to this man? She told me they had three kids together. And after the third kid, they hadn't had sex for years. And of course, the young lady went out and got her a nice little toy and, hey, took care of her own personal business. She said it broke, so she threw it in the garbage can. Now, she told me that her husband found it, fixed it, and gave it back to her. Now, I don't know. That's cold-blooded, man. I mean, go fix it and give it back to his woman. Now, I don't know what the story is, what's going on in their life or anything of that nature, but that was just really difficult for me to wrap my head around. I've talked to somebody else, hadn't had sex in months. Maybe to you and everybody out there, that's a normal thing. To me, it's not a normal thing. And what I'm looking at in some of the research that I've came across, there's too many damn health benefits regarding sex. If that's the case, everybody out there should be having sex and plenty of it. And ladies, definitely you should not be, as I said earlier, holding the coochie for ransom. Because first of all, if you do that, you get mad, so you're going to hold the coochie for ransom. Now, what's your man going to do? Sit there and tolerate that? He's going to be out there looking and searching just like a hound dog. And then what, you're going to be mad at him for what you did because you're holding the coochie for ransom? You can't do that. You want to have a healthy relationship? Don't do that. If you're mad at him about something else, talk to him about it. But if you're having a healthy relationship, when you're either younger or when you begun your relationship, that fire shouldn't sizzle down. Do something to spark that flame back up again. But anyway, I found, as I was going through my research, as I said, I found out they were talking about 10 surprising things that was a health benefit in sex. So let's go through this line of these benefits. First one, boost your immunity system. Now, I don't know if that stopped COVID or not, but I'd sure in hell try. Okay, number 2, improves heart health. Now, that's something to think about. Live a little bit longer, better heart condition. Now, I don't know everything it cures in that. We could dig a little bit deeper, but strengthens the pelvis floor. Relieves, I like this one, relieves headaches and other pains. Now, that's a beautiful thing. A pain reliever, sex, yeah, it does make you feel good. It does make you forget about everything momentarily. Helps with symptoms of menopause for the ones that are going through the menopause. Reduces risk of prostate cancer. Fellas, you better go get some right now. You better keep the pedal to the metal and doing what you can do. Boosts mental health and relieves stress. Now, come on. Everybody has a bad day, a hard day. Sex. There's your key. Makes you feel better. What's wrong with that? Okay. And now I don't know if this one is true or not, but I guess if you're getting down, kicking and getting all sweaty and everything else, you are going to burn some calories. Now, as a personal trainer, what do I tell my clients? Hey, you need to go out and have more sex. You'll burn those calories. Hey, it's a good idea. But anyway, there's a lot of health benefits within having sex. And with that in mind, I'm going to keep doing what I do because they say a man that has a good sex life lives a little bit longer, or I should say, has a 45% less chance of certain illnesses versus a man that does not. And for you ladies, which I didn't know about this one, is that it helps to balance out your estrogen and your testosterone, your hormones. So, ladies, don't hold it for ransom. Get down, get busy. Now, if your man's not doing it right, take him to Sex Lesson 101. Tell him what you like. Tell him how you like to be stroked. And fellas, do yourself a favor. Listen, you might wake up to some whole new coochie because you're doing it right. You listen to your woman. And what my advice to you on that is, just think about this. When you want to go take a bath, if you were taking a bath, you don't jump into the bathtub with one foot on the inside, one foot on the outside. If you want to wash your ass, you jump in with both feet. So, brother, if you're going to get that coochie, jump in with both feet and put your work in. Put your backbone into it. Don't hesitate to give it everything that you got. That's what you're supposed to do. Now, we're going to keep this thing rolling. Now, I'm going to say one thing. I want to know who out there believes in having one-night stands. Now, I've talked to a couple of people about that. Some people, no, I can't have that one-night stand. A lot of fellas, yeah. But I'm going to say again, fellas, if you get lucky enough to get that one-night stand and you like what you're doing, you better put your backbone in it. Definitely do. Now, I got a list of 8 things and why it's a good thing to have one-night stands. We're going to get to that list here real quick, but I just want to say something to all you ladies. I think for many years, and still to this day, you get the short end of the stick. If you choose to go out and have a one-night stand, sleep with Johnny, Frankie, George, whoever you may, that, some people want to call you a slut, a tramp, a hoe, and all this and that. I don't believe that. I think you're doing the same thing that every other man out there is doing. He can go out there and sleep with a different woman every night of the week. He's a stud. He's the man. He's a king. Girls, go out there and get yours. Take care of your business. Do what you want to do and do how you do it. But one thing you want to keep in mind, make sure that you go in there to get yours. If it's a stranger and you guys just met for the first time, well, you could try that communication. Like a football game. Go left, go right, up, down, circle around, whatever it takes so you make sure that you get yours, And if not, make sure that you have that in mind because men will come quick, no pun intended, but they will go out for just theirs. It might not be thinking about you. So make sure you get yours. If it's got to be a foot race to the finish, okay? Do that for yourself. Now, I told you about this list, the 8 reasons why one-night stands can be the most amazing hookup anywhere. The article starts a little bit like this. It says, people seem to think that someone who has one-night stands on a regular is somehow damaged or compensating for something else, or that no one wants to sleep with them more than just once. Nothing could be more false. Actually, there are many reasons why one-night stands are positive experiences, and you might benefit from having more of them. That's if you choose to. I believe that. I mean, the story I was talking about regarding the lady I met in Canada, that was a one-night stand. She told me right off the bat, we'll never see each other again. I knew what time it was. I had a great time, a great experience, something that honestly I'll remember for the rest of my life. I don't know what it was for her, but as experienced as she was, I believe that she worked at making sure that she was going to get hers, So the article goes on, having a one-night stand once in a while or every other given Friday night can actually be so good for you. Also, it's often the best solution, for those stretches of times when you know you're not in the right place for a relationship, but you need to get some. Now that's what I'm talking about. Person's busy, professional. They don't have time for the dating game, but hey, they have a scratch they need to itch. So what do? Scratch that itch. Don't be sitting around waiting for Mr. Right to come along. When's that going to come? And if anything else, it'll keep you happy and keep some of that stress away. The article goes on to say, because waiting for your happily ever after doesn't mean you have to stay in all the time eternally, swiping left or right in a dating app. Honestly, sometimes a one-night stand can actually turn into a relationship, whether it's based in romance or a shared love of banging on demand. Now you gotta like that, banging on demand. That's like, hello, bang, bang, let's get some. I'll be right over. That's a good thing. Still, there's got to be communication, and you never know, as they say, might work into a relationship. But now we're going to get to that list. They say number 1 on the list is, they're a good reminder of how hot and cool you are. Okay. Yeah, I guess everybody feels pretty good after a little bit of sex. Oh, good point right here. This one I do like. They are great practice. As they always say, practice makes perfect. You didn't learn, when you scrambled some eggs or you fried an egg, you broke a couple of yolks. Well, this way, a little bit of practice, when it comes to that time you get into that relationship, you're ready, you're a champ, you're going to run that like a track star. Okay. Number 3, you get to see more of the world. Now, is that what they mean by, he was quite worldly. She was quite worldly. Number 4, there is no such thing as a walk of shame. Ladies, I'm going to repeat this. This is especially for you. Ladies, there is no such thing as a walk of shame. This is 2023. You're still getting shorted on a few things out there, but ladies, get yours. If you happen to be divorced, separated, you got kids, you like this guy, you've seen him, he just turns you on. He doesn't have the place to go to. He's got roommates. You got kids at home. Get a hotel room. Do like the lady did to me. When you get done, hand him his shirt. You don't got to take him home. Just because you got kids doesn't mean that you got to stop having sex. You still got to live yourself. Okay? Here we got the next one. Number 5, sometimes they turn into multiple nightstands. Now, it's not just one. Now you're getting multiple booty calls, okay? That's a good one there. Number 6, did we mention the sex? Having that good sex. Hey, get your toes curled, blow your back out, do whatever it takes, have a good time with it. Number 7, they make for great stories. Now, I have to admit that one, make for great stories. My adventure, well, amongst others, the most meaningful one was going to Canada. Something, like I said, I'll always remember. Number 8, not everyone is ready to settle down. You don't have to go and get married to have a sex relationship. And anyway, that person might not be in the same groove. So you might want to test drive your car. This is one thing I never understood. People that got married and they never had sex with their partner, but you're going to have a great sexual relationship. I mean, what? Oh, you must have came from that time when they said the only time you have sex is just to have children. Are you kidding me? That's the most ridiculous, controlling BS that I've ever heard in my life. You better go get some. What do you do when you buy a car? You don't go pay the money on that car without driving it and walk away. No, you test drive that car. So why wouldn't you test drive your husband? Test drive your wife. Make sure. Hey, it might have some miles on it, but hey, that doesn't matter. That's like a brand new car. It's not used. It's called experienced. And what would you rather have? Something experienced? You can still learn a lot together. Or you might learn something from your partner. So that's a beautiful thing. This is Rose from Ride with Rose. I personally would like to thank each and every one of you for tuning in to our episodes. Please support us by following us on all of our social media accounts: Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok. For the latest episodes, go to Podcaster, Spotify, Riverside FM, and YouTube. We look forward to sharing many more journeys together with you. And may you all have a marvelous day. #RWR.